evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Assigned by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Excellency the Chairman of the State Council heads to Indonesia, leading the Sultanate's delegation to the Extraordinary Islamic Summit. The Sultanate's embassy in Egypt affirms that there is no human casualty among Omani students and members of the mission after an explosion near the cultural attaché in Cairo. The Ministry of Health reveals that a neurology center will be opened in Kula Hospital. And the latest weather analysis shows that the northern parts of the Sultanate will be affected by an upper air trough starting from tomorrow evening. Those were the headlines, and now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama of Ghana on his country's independence anniversary. Signed by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Excellency Dr. Yahya bin Mahfoud Al-Mandri, Chairman of the State Council, left the country to head to the Sultanate's delegation in the Extraordinary Islamic Summit, due to be held on the 6th and 7th of March in the Indonesian capital, Jakarta. He is accompanied by His Excellency Ambassador Dr. Syed Ahmed bin Hilal Al-Busaidi, Sultanate's ambassador to Saudi Arabia, and its permanent envoy to the Islamic Cooperation Organization, His Highness Ambassador Nizar bin Al-Jalanda Al-Said, Sultanate's ambassador to Indonesia, as well as a number of officials. The Sultanate's embassy in Egypt affirmed that there is no human casualty among Omani students and members of the mission, resulting from an explosive device blast in front of the headquarters of the Cultural Attaché and Sultanate Student Club in Al-Mohandesin district in Cairo. Earlier, an Egyptian security source said that the explosion was caused by an improvised explosive device installed under a car. He pointed out that the blast was targeting Egyptian officers residing in the building adjacent to the Cultural Attaché's building. In turn, His Excellency Sheikh Khalifa bin Ali Al-Harthi, the Sultanate's ambassador accredited to Egypt, said that the damages were only confined to a number of vehicles, including some belonging to the Omani Cultural Attachés. The first international conference on pediatrics, endocrine and diabetes commenced this morning under the auspice of His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al-Saidi, Minister of Health at the Crown Plaza, Muscat. More details in the following report by Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubai.
Diabetes is a condition where individual blood sugar level is higher than normal. The condition is seen increasing in the world, which affects the health condition of both young and adults. To highlight on this condition specifically in children, over 14 international speakers from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates and their colleagues, experts from Oman, as well as United States of America, Canada and the United Kingdom, are here in Oman for a two-day conference on pediatric, endocrine and diabetes, organized by the Minister of Health, represented by the National Diabetes and Endocrine Center in collaboration with Oman Diabetes Association. The conference, which has been attended by over 300 participants from various medical specialties, will discuss conditions such as growth disorders, thyroid gland disorders, adrenaline gland disorders, and puberty and metabolic bone disease. Commenting on the conference, His Excellency the Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Al-Saidi, said,
This conference is the first of its type in the region, actually, to concentrate on childhood diabetes and endocrine diseases. This is an educational opportunity for those working in healthcare in the Sultanate of Oman, whether in the private sector or the government. So I'm hoping the interaction between visitors from several countries, there are 17 international visitors or speakers in this conference, the interaction between them and those providing healthcare in the Sultanate will enrich their knowledge, and that will translate to improving the healthcare we provide in Oman.
On the efforts exerted by the Minister of Health to raise awareness, he said,
we have two departments at the Ministry of Health actually responsible for health promotion and health education. I'm here, I need to thank the media. They are also helping us for the message to reach everybody that unhealthy lifestyles can lead to not only diabetes, obesity, not only a risk for diabetes, but also for cancer and other diseases.
His Excellency also highlighted on popularity of fast food by both young and adult, together with lack of physical activities, he said.
The fast food places are everywhere. Unfortunately, our children, they are so inactive compared to children elsewhere outside the region. And when a child affected by diabetes or any of the endocrine diseases, which today we have the first international conference for these diseases, it is a burden not only to the child, him or herself, but for the family as well and the community.
Dr. Nancy Al-Barbari, pediatric assistant professor in Ain al-Shams University in Egypt, said,
this is the first pediatric endocrinology and diabetes conference in Muscat, and actually the conference is very important because it touches many aspects, whether to pediatric endocrinology as well as pediatric diabetes. Well, actually, what I'm going to present, as I have seen in the introduction, that the incidence of diabetes in Oman and again the neonatal diabetes has been increased.
Oman is one of the 19 countries of the Middle East Mediterranean region, MENA, and on reviewing world statistics, it shows 415 million people in the world have diabetes, and more than 35.5 million people in the MENA region. By 2040, this number will rise to 72.1 million. And on looking at Oman in 2015, the statistics shows that there were 325.9 thousand cases of diabetes. The figures are no less alarming. Children as young as 10 are being classed as obese, and heart diseases victims are getting younger. Obese adolescents are more likely to have pre-diabetes, a condition where blood glucose levels suggest future development of diabetes. It is important for parents to start inculcating healthy dietary habits amongst children at an early age to curb the diabetes epidemic. High obesity in the Gulf are increasing the risk of diabetes in children. Hence, working together to understand the health and well-being of children is a great importance to all of us. Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubai, Sultanate of Oman Television, Crown Plaza, Muscat.
The Ministry of Health revealed that a neurology centre will be opened shortly in Kula Hospital. It concerns with neurosurgery and kinetics disease. The announcement came during the inauguration of the 8th Annual Oman Brain and Neurosurgery Society Conference in Salalah. The conference aims to develop the skills of participants through presenting the latest developments in the field of neurology and treatment of brain tumours. A number of specialists from various hospitals in the Sultanate are taking part in the event. The latest weather analysis at the National Multi-Hazard Early Warning Centre shows that the Sultanate will be affected by an upper air trough. Cloudy skies accompanied by thunder showers are expected on the Hajar Mountains tomorrow evening, and they are expected to continue until next Friday on the northern governorates of the Sultanate. Varied intensity rainfalls, occasionally thunderous, accompanied by active winds and hails, are expected to be over the governorates of Muscat, Masandam, Baremi, Dahira, North and South Batna, Dakhliya and North and South Sharqiya, as well as parts of Worcester. Seas will be moderate to rough on the coast of Musandam and the Sea of Oman, with a maximum wave height of 3 meters. The Public Authority for Civil Aviation advises public to take precautions during rain and not to cross flowing wadis. Also to check the sea state before sailing and follow the latest weather bulletins. The Special Economic Zone Authority in Dhaka won the website award in the 14th International Conference for Economic Zones. This award came to highlight the continuous information updates, news, as well as the contribution of the website to attract investors. The conference was held in the Thai capital Bangkok, and around 21 countries took part in it. The conference discussed a number of topics related to economy and investment in free zones. Still to come in our news bulletin. Activities of British Scouts camps are concluded at Sultan Qaboos Scouts Camp in the Wilaya of Masana. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. With the participation of more than 150 specialists in the field of obstetrics and gynecology from various health establishments in the Sultanate, Oman Obstetrics and Gynecology Society organized a conference at the main conference hall in the Royal Hospital. It aimed to improve the monitoring of the baby's heartbeat properly to avoid brain damage and death. It discussed modern techniques to deal with the baby and mother during delivery. After an active scientific and literacy movement, as well as holding various seminars, dialogue sessions, and including a number of local publications, the Muscat International Book Fair concluded. During the last few days, the book fair gave an opportunity for the readers to meet their favorite book authors. It also included launching the new Omani publications and a magazine targeted to children. It witnessed an active purchase movement, and the main committee organized days for schools and college students, in addition to days for families. The visitors, readers, and publishers praised Muscat International Book Fair and stressed that the freedom of speech level at the exhibition is high. Years after their graduation, male and female graduates gathered again at the Graduates Forum in Ibri College of Technology. The forum aimed to exchange experiences of the graduates with each other, in addition to show their achievements and challenges which they face in their jobs. The forum, which targeted the graduating students from years 2008 to 2015, included virtual shows and entertainment items. The graduates expressed their happiness to meet their teachers and friends who studied together for more than 4 years. Coinciding with the activities of Gulf Consumer Week, which started on the 1st of March, a workshop was held in the governorates of Dakhliya to discuss ways of enhancing consumer awareness and the roles of the various bodies concerned on consumer protection. The workshop, which was organized by Consumer Protection Department in the governorate of Dakhliya, aimed to spread awareness messages in all consumer aspects. The week came within the context of continued partnership and cooperation with Gulf cooperation countries, where the Sultanate is taking part, represented by Public Authority for Consumer Protection. The aim is to unify Gulf efforts to expand the consumer protection umbrella, in addition to enabling consumers and provide them with knowledge and skills to be very aware and to take up decisions upon consumer knowledge and awareness of rights and responsibilities. With the real partnership and the social responsibility of the private sector to provide logistic services for the society, a service hall for the elderly, whom are supervised by the Omani Elderly Friendship Association, is opened in the Wilaya of Marbat. It is for supporting activities of the elderly, enhancing positive interaction among them in religion, culture, society, and recreation, as well as holding meetings among the elderly. The Holy Quran memorizing competition concluded in the Wilaya of Kabura in the governorate of South Batna. It was organized by the Ministry of Education. The competition seeks to connect students with the Holy Book, as well as increasing communication between parents and schools, in addition to encourage them to memorize the Holy Quran. The competition included various levels, starting from memorizing one part and ending with memorizing the whole of the Holy Quran. Activities of British Scouts Camp were concluded at Sultan Qaboos Scouts Camp in the Wilaya of Masana, which was organized by the British Scouts in the Middle East, in cooperation with the Directorate General for Scouts and Guides. The three-day event aimed to exchange the experiences among the Scouts and to improve their skills and talents. More than 400 Scouts participated in this camp, who all expressed that this event had given them the chance to know new people from Oman, as well as get acquainted with the touristic landmarks in the country. Now for the general weather forecast. Clear to partly skies will prevail over the coastal areas overlooking the Sea of Oman, with chances of scattered rainfall, occasionally thunderous on the Hajar Mountains and its nearby areas. The rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies. Winds will be northeasterly light to moderate over the coastal areas of the Sea of Oman. Along the rest of the governorates, it will be southeasterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight to moderate with a maximum wave height of 1.5 meters. This is Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Assigned by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Excellency the Chairman of the State Council heads to Indonesia, leading the Sultanate's delegation to the Extraordinary Islamic Summit. The Sultanate's embassy in Egypt affirms that there is no human casualty among Omani students and members of the mission after an explosion near the cultural attaché in Cairo. The Ministry of Health reveals that a neurology center will be opened in Kula Hospital. And the latest weather analysis shows that the northern parts of the Sultanate will be affected by an upper air trough starting from tomorrow evening. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsrooms and the studio, it's good night.